slight humble brag here real quick. I play a lot of games. I either get a lot of review codes, I buy a lot of games, I don't finish other ones, or I play so many that just they kind of get away from me, so I don't get to talk about all the games I play. And sometimes I feel really bad when I'm going through my documents and I see this 2-month-old review that never got posted, this one I never finished the game, and I'm thinking to myself, how do I fix that dilemma? But today I'm starting something new called the Overdue review. There's a lot of rhyming in that sentence. Basically, if there's a game I finished I never got to talk about, whether it be on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, anything, I'll do a quick little review for it. So today I'm going to talk about 3 games that I played fairly recently: Venba, Viewfinder, and Gravity Circuit. Let me know in the comments if you've played any of these games, and if you haven't, has my video encouraged you to give them a shot? Also be sure to hit the like button, because if you don't, the Nomies are going to come eat your toes, and let's face it, they probably stink. But anyway, without further ado, Venba. So Venba isn't a very long game, but its story, life lessons, and heartbreaking moments will live on with me for a very long time. This is Venba, a young Tamil woman who moved to Canada with her family and just wants to make sure that they continue to appreciate their heritage. And what's the best way to do that? Well, how about making familiar Indian cuisine that's been passed down through grandma's old recipe book? The gameplay's focused around understanding instructions that have faded over time to make each dish, but it's almost like a puzzle game in the sense of trial and error to do each task in the correct order and make sure it comes out as delicious as possible. But aside from the cooking, we also get to experience the hardships and difficulties of raising a child to the best of your abilities, while trying to make money for your family and dealing with the prejudices around you. There was one moment in particular that absolutely broke my heart while we were streaming through the game on Twitch, and I can't say that I will ever emotionally recover from it. So if you want to check out Venba for yourself, it's pretty much available everywhere: Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. So if you need that quick jolt of heartbreak with a little bit of cooking, just keep Venba in mind. For all my photo junkies and puzzle heads out there, Viewfinder is easily the most mystifying game that I've played this year, and I need more people to acknowledge that it exists. Viewfinder is a first-person puzzle game all about manipulating the world around you by placing photographs and creating new realities. Each level is crafted to make you think, how creative can I get with just the few resources that are presented to me? I was constantly flipping, twirling, and rewinding puzzles to find what I was skipping or how I was supposed to place a specific photograph, to then have that eureka moment and quickly throw everything together right where it needed to be, and boom, success. I will say that unfortunately Viewfinder's mystique was a little bit lost on me because I played the demo earlier this year. Back then, my jaw hit the floor the first time that I manipulated the world to my own will. But once I had the full game in hand, it was still cool to watch the puzzles unfold, but not quite as mind-blowing and magical as that first experience. It's almost like tasting a sample at your local grocery store and then taking home a full box of the thing and it not quite tasting as good. So I would recommend, if you want to play this game, skip the demo, go for the full thing, because it's magical. You can pick up Viewfinder right now on Steam and the PS5. Finally, let's talk about Gravity Circuit, a Mega Man-inspired action platformer where the main character is basically a Power Ranger. Up front, Gravity Circuit was definitely a challenging game, but unlike the game that inspired it, it is much more forgiving with numerous checkpoints and access to perks that give more health or reduce damage. I love the energy of Gravity Circuit from start to finish. The enemy designs were all unique from one another and created new hazards between each levels that never felt repetitive. And the soundtrack is also fire, and I'm definitely going to be adding that to my indie game playlist. However, I did have one major issue, and this may be a bit of a spoiler for the final boss, but it's not too crazy. So closer to the end of the game, you have a fight where you have to take on each boss that you've already defeated, but to a lesser degree. Now in my run, all of the bosses were invisible, so I could only tell where they were based on their attack animations. I spent probably 3 hours getting my ass kicked and screaming my head off in this fight until I finally gave up and said I'll try again tomorrow. Now imagine my surprise when the next time I loaded the game, all of the bosses were visible and I realized I had a bug that made me want to jump off of a cliff. But after I was able to power through this boss fight the first time that day, I pretty much just laughed it off and moved on to roll credits. And I also like to think this was just a one-off bug that's probably already been fixed since launch, so probably something you don't have to worry about, but it's a funny story nonetheless. And even with that frustrating finale, I got really hyped to play Gravity Circuit. So yeah, there's 3 indie games that I finally get to tell you guys about, and hopefully you enjoyed at least one of them, if not all of them. So I used to have a series called Look What I Finally Played, and I think this is basically going to replace what that was, but a new modern version of it. Because like I said, I always feel bad when I finish a game and never have a chance to talk about it, or a game gets bogged down by everything else releasing. I want to try and talk about everything that I play, even if that is just humanly impossible as a one-man thing, but I'm going to try. But thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Unless you really don't like your toes, then let the Nomies have them. That's on you. And of course, let me know in the comments if any of these games interested you, and I'll have the Steam links down in the description as well. And if it's your first time checking out the content and you want to stick around and see some more, do yourself a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you get notifications every time a new video comes out. And I'll see you guys next time.